Hey, welcome to Sean's Boosted Garage. Today, it's reassembly time for the 4R75W transmission. Finally got all my parts in. I was going to do an unboxing video, but then I figured you're going to see them opened up as I use them for reassembly anyway. So anyway, stick around and we'll get through this together. All right, so here is the rebuild kit. I got this from Dan Gilsdorf. He runs Silver Fox Transmissions. He has this kit. I think I believe it's called the 4R700, and it's for the 4R70W, 75W, and it's good for up to 700 horsepower. So this is just kind of your standard rebuild kit. It's got all the different seals, O-rings, gaskets, whatever you need to rebuild this transmission with. And then it also comes with a mechanical diode, new pressure regulator, and it comes with this is the part that's the upgrade. Part of it, anyways, is these friction discs are from Ray Bestis, and they're called I believe it's the Stage 1. And I don't know the science behind it, but there's just a better friction material that can hold more power. So one of the things that they do to get the extra power is to add more clutch discs. So you see that there's 7 on this one. Stock would be 6. So that's an extra clutch pack. That was the direct. This is the forward. The forward has 6. It normally has 5. This is the intermediate. It has 4. It comes with 4, and I think it typically has 3. And then the reverse is also typically 3, and now it's going to be 4. So that's part of the upgrade. Of course, it comes with a filter. There's some upgraded sealing rings. This is a big part of the upgrade too. This is a 300M input shaft, stub shaft, some call it. So it should be more than able to handle the 700 horsepower. And then I also got these upgraded parts here, just on a suggestion from Dan. What's it called again? The pressure regulator valve. So I don't know if I think I showed you in one of my videos there when I took it out. Mine had some marks on it, so this is a pretty typical replacement part. This is like an upgraded part, and I believe it. I think it's just wider here, or like longer here than say the normal one. Plus, might be hard to see, but has 4 grooves in it there, which the other one doesn't. So I think that allows the hydraulic pressure from the oil to sort of balance that in the bore, so it's not overpressurized from one side to the other. And then this is a bypass clutch control valve, zip valve. This goes in along with this piece here, and this one here is an absolute must do. Typically on these transmissions with the overdrive servo, this shaft it'll start to have some play in the bore, and it'll allow a little bit of oil to leak by, and you won't get good overdrive band engagement. So basically this shaft is not much different than the stock one that comes out, except that it comes with, they put a couple O-ring grooves in it. So now these O-rings are going to positively seal the shaft into the bore, so you won't have any leak by. The kit comes also too with these 4 bushings. I haven't got into yet to where they got to go. New accumulators, 2-3 accumulator, and 1-2 accumulator. And new overdrive band. I didn't get a new reverse band, but typically I don't think you ever really find much wrong with those. And a bottle of this lube guard. And so I bought this kit also from Dan. And so what happens is when you add an extra band, not an extra band, when you add an extra clutch into the forward clutch assembly, you got to take out a wave plate for it to all fit. So when you take that wave plate out, that sort of used to act as a cushion. So when you put the transmission in gear, it would soften the engagement, and it wouldn't feel harsh. So he sells this kit, and he said typically around, like, it should soften up by about 50%. So we'll be installing that as well, because I mean, I do want a good shifting transmission, but I don't want it to be overly harsh either. So I guess I'm trying to get the best of both worlds. But yeah. Anyway, so this is probably going to be the biggest part of the transmission rebuild, is doing this part. Of course, I'm going to do a J mod to the valve body, and all this here. These two pieces here go in the valve body as well. So anyways, I think I'm going to just start with these sub-assemblies. The first thing I'm going to do here is assemble this direct drum, and we'll see how we make it with getting this extra clutch disc in it. So there's lots of information online about all this stuff, like and if you ever heard of the J mod, well, the guy, what's his name, Jerry Wabowski, I can't quite remember his last name, but anyways, he was the Ford engineer that designed this transmission. So he since came out with a thesis on how to kind of improve this transmission to hold more power, to shift better, and all that. So he basically comes up with this. He has a write-up on basically how to update this transmission to handle more power. So I'm kind of going along with that, and also I bought this kit from Silver Fox Transmissions, and I'll be doing the J mod, and whatever else I come across. I've done a lot of research on this, and kind of hoping I get it right. And if not, well, I will eventually. And I have lots of information. Got the rebuild manual, got the Jerry's thesis, all kinds of internet stuff to look at. So it shouldn't be much trouble. Okay, when we come back, we'll start on the direct drum. All right, here's the direct drum. Before I get a little ahead of myself, I did get the seal put in. I'm gonna make sure the seal, see how the lip sort of sticks up that way. It's a little flared out on this end of it, and you can also tell by this here. So that's got to face down, because basically what's going on is when this is in here, the oil pressure is on this side, and the oil gets in there, and it forces this seal out against the side of the drum here, and that's what makes it seal. If you get it backwards, it's going to leak, guaranteed. So yeah, and anyway, so then, and there's also an inner lip seal, same thing. You can see it's a little flared out here. Same deal, that's got to go in a certain way. Sorry, that's got to go in with the flared lip sticking down. All right, made my first mistake. That seal doesn't go in the top groove. There's a bottom groove it goes in. So yeah, same deal though. It goes in the same way, lip facing down. Careful when you're using this O-ring pick, because you don't want to cut the seal, obviously. Here. Okay. right, that's better. Now, here's hoping that this little trick works. I think I need a thicker. There. It's in. Seat all the way down. That hole is still visible there. The other thing you gotta check too is this it's a check ball right here. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it should be loose. Okay, so now I'm gonna install this install the spring assembly. Okay, so next thing is we gotta figure out how to push this down. I could go over to my my buddy's house and maybe use this press, but I'm gonna see if I can do something here instead of having to go over there. So anyway, hang tight and we'll see what we figure out. Okay, so I couldn't think of, I don't have anything here in the shop I can really, I was gonna try C-clamps, but it's just too awkward. So I'm gonna take this over to my buddy's shop and press it and put it in the press and get it back together. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna also get the forward drum ready to go. So, and same deal with that, the flared out part of the lip faces down, and then there's an inner seal on this one. It also faces down. You just think about which way the oil pressure is coming. It's coming from the bottom. You want to get in under that seal and push it out towards the inner diameter here, so it'll make the seal. So anyways, I'm gonna go over there and get that done. When I come back, I'll continue on with assembly. Okay, we're back. Just got back from Buddy Steve's house there and got this pressed into place, got the snap ring into place, and just looks like it's good to go there. So anyways, next thing is installing these the plates. Now we're going to install the clutch plate. So I'm going to go with the 7 clutch plates. So you need 7 frictions and 8 steels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, you start with a steel. That goes in, and you drop in a, I've had these soaking in transmission fluid too. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in this center hub first. Just help everything to line up instead of trying to feed it in later. So, steel. Steel, and finally the last clutch plate. There we go. Yes, there we go. There we go. Now, okay, I got it all back together. So I got about 60 thou clearance here right now, and I should have, I think, about 80. So I'm gonna have to get a, I'm gonna have to measure the snap ring, see what it is, and see if I can buy a different thickness. I'm sure you can. There's, actually I'm seeing in the manual here, they do list them. So anyways, I'll have to figure out what the part number is for the particular ring I need, and order that and get that in. And unfortunately, it's one of these things you don't really know until you start putting it together. So hopefully the dealership locally here has some in stock already, and if not, I'll have to order it in. So anyways, we'll come back when I get that. All right, just in the middle of editing, and since I shot that section of the video, I since realized that my clearance is actually okay. I was shooting for 10 thou per disc, and it's actually 8. So if I get 7 discs, and the clearance should be 56 thou, and I had 60, so it's perfectly fine. So I'm gonna leave it as it is. So just wanna throw that in there for you. 10 is kind of the 10 per disc is kind of the maximum you can go, and 8 is kind of what they call it, like the perfect clearance, or it's the ideal clearance anyway. So anyways, just thought you need to know. All right, next I'm gonna do the forward clutch, or sorry, not the forward clutch. This is the reverse. Let's give her another wipe out. Okay. I'd actually already, guess what you guys don't know is I already had this, or I sort of already pre-assembled these drums, because I just wanted to make sure that that the clearances were okay, and they were in this one. So the only reason I did that is because if I had to order some parts, I wanted to get it on the way. So anyways, I already got the seals in. They just pop in. They're not a big deal. These are different than what was in the direct drum. The direct drum ones are kind of like a directional seal, so you can only put it in one way, and you got to be careful with the direct drum one that you don't tear it or roll it up or whatever. But anyway, these are just a flat square seal. They're kind of just like this one right here. So you just put it in the groove, outer and inner one, and lube it up. And I'm just using petroleum jelly. Probably mentioned that before, but yeah. So this one, it'll go in with hand pressure, and you don't got to worry about the seal. So all you really do is just just kind of rock it back and forth. There you go. That goes in, and push it. There. So there you go. It's in place. I don't see any signs of any seal getting damaged. If you did, you would see some rubber pieces, probably maybe sticking up through the outer edge there, but I don't see anything there at all. Looks all good. Oh, that's that. So one thing I did discover when I had pre-assembled these already was that I forgot this ring, and it sits it sits in this groove right here. So what made me sort of double check everything was the clearance for this reverse drum was like way off. And I was like, what's going on? Because it was all right, or it should have been all right the way it was, you know, the way it was. I put the same amount of clutches back in, so it should have worked out. Anyways, come to find out, I got looking, and I forgot this ring. Well, this ring was in my pile of sort of discarded O-rings I threw over here, so just be very careful that you don't forget that. Because when I took it apart and put this ring back in, and then magically my clearance was back where it should have been. So this I guess is kind of like a spring, Belleville spring. It goes with the fingers down. It sits on that black ring. That goes in. Next thing to go in is this, I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, it's a wave washer. There's a big wave in it. And it's pretty, it's kind of hard to get in. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but you just gotta, all I can say is, you gotta start on one end. And we try to, where's my, there. Just try to get the whole thing, at least started down in the, groove. And push it all the way down. And, so because that washer, or that, sorry, not washer, because that snap ring's got a big wave in it, you gotta sort of get a little aggressive with it. But what I found to do is you can take your screwdriver and a hammer and just go around and push down on it, see what you can get in, and or you can hit it with a hammer and then go at it from the side. So like when you hit it with the hammer down on it like this, it'll get it started in the groove, and then you do this to get it the rest of the way in the groove. And go over to the next, actually I'm gonna get this one closer. Go over to the next one, the next wave. Now, there we go. There, so you want to make sure that it's all the way in, all the way around. It's secured, sort of, it's into the groove as far as it can go. And you should be good there. All right. So this is one of the clutches that I wanted to put more. No, sorry, this isn't that one. Sorry, this is the reverse one. It just goes back together normally. You can see it's get rid of that dirt there. You can see it's got a raised portion of it, so that goes down. So you put a steel in first, and then I already soaked these discs too. I just throw them in I got a little container of transmission fluid, so I just throw them in. So steel, clutch, steel, another clutch, another steel, another clutch. So that's 3 clutches. That's a stock amount. And then this is the pressure plate. So this is just the stock one that I'm actually just reusing this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. You can still see the machine marks in it. So just putting that down. And there we go. And put your snap ring in. These thinner ones are really easy. Just with any snap ring, if you got to put it in by hand, you just kind of start from one end of it, and sort of work your way around and get it in place. And just always make sure that it's pushed in as far as it can go. That's that. The bushings all look good. So I didn't replace any of the bushings in this. The previous video, we went through changing the bushings. So with that kit that I got from Silver Fox Transmission, he just sends along. Dan is the owner, Dan Gilsdorf, and he just sends along the just the bushings that you need. So he's been at it for a lot of years. So I'm just gonna go with what he says. The next one to do is a forward drum. So this requires a press to put it together, or some way of pushing this down. Press, arbor press. I think Ford has a tool that you can buy from them, and it'll kind of do the same thing. But anyway, I just went to a friend of mine's house, Steve, and he let me borrow his press, and we got these put back together. So if you watch my disassemble video, you'll see how I did that. So it was just basically reverse all that. So this is the forward drum. In talking with Dan, so what happens is when you put an extra clutch in this, you got to leave out the. I gotta go get it here. Left it on the other table. You got to leave out this wave washer, so you have room for the extra clutch. So this wave washer, what it does is, I think it cushions when you pull the car down in the drive, and I think when you're doing a 4-3 downshift and slowing down, it sort of cushions the gear change. So when you take this out, it becomes a little more noticeable, or some people say it's pretty abrupt. I'm not sure. So anyways, talking with Dan at Silver Fox, he for an extra $25 at the time, anyways, that was January 2023 this year. It was $25, and he sends you a modified piston and a modified snap ring, and anyways, that kit will help to soften when you pull it down in the drive, and when you do when it's doing like a 4-3 downshift, so you're coasting down to a stop or whatever, coasting down from the highway. So yeah, anyway, so what I do with this one is I just use the tail housing and carefully put that down in there, because you don't want to mar up your brand new bushing you just put in. So this is pretty much the same as the rest of them. So I'm putting 6 clutches in this. There was 5, now there's 6. I can get 6 because I took that wave washer out. So you start with the steel, and then friction. There you go. And this is the pressure plate. So of course I'm reusing this. There was nothing wrong with it. You still see the You still see the machining marks on it. So in it goes. And of course, you know, you're always going to put this machine surface down, right? This is just like another steel, I guess. That goes down. And then the snap ring. So the snap ring is also part of Dan's kind of softening kit for the issues I described earlier. So it just goes into place. Same deal. Start on one end and roll around in and make sure it's in place, and there you go. So we got to check the clearance. I'll show you how we did that. So lift it up out. I'm going to clamp it in the vise right here. Don't clamp here. Don't clamp here. These are machine surfaces. You'll ruin them, and then you'll be looking for a new forward clutch assembly. Or at least the shaft. So, and you don't need a lot of pressure anyways. As you can see there. Just want it to hold securely. Take your dial, indicator, same deal. Put it up there. Just want to roll that around here. Okay. Take your pick here again. So we got that's on 0, and then we lift it up, and we got. See here. See if I can get this hooked in here better. So we have 56. So 6 discs, 8 thou per disc. That's 48. They say you can go 10 thou per disc, so that would put me at 60. I'm at 56, so right in the sweet spot there. So yeah, so we're good to go. So that's the assembly and rebuilding of all the clutch packs. Next video, I think I'm just going to go through all the different O-rings that got to be changed on the shafts, and another upgrade that we can do is move this back out of here. Put you back down. In this, they call this the intermediate sprag. Anyways, this snap ring that's in here, I guess it's got a pretty good reputation of flying off on high RPM. So there's an update you can do on that. You can get it from Sonax, or you can get it from Superior. But it's basically, instead of a snap ring that snaps into place like that, it's kind of it's a coiled ring. So there's no opening in it. You just start one corner, and it's got like 3 wraps. So it just goes around and around and around and snaps into place. And then there's a retainer washer kind of underneath it, and you bend it over on top of the snap ring, so there's no way it's going to come out. So unfortunately, I didn't order that until yesterday. So it's going to be like 2 weeks getting here, which stinks, but whatever, is what it is. So anyways, that's it. Next video, like I said, we'll just continue on with I guess next video, I think maybe we'll do should rebuild the oil pump, and just go through all the little small stuff that's got to be done, like all these different O-rings, and these rings here that got to go on different on the shafts, and this is valve body upgrade. So I'll just wrap that all up into one video, and then I think the final video will be just the final assembly. So okay, well that's it for this video. So that was the overhaul and clutch replacement in the direct drum, the intermediate drum, and the forward drum. So they're pretty straightforward. I think the biggest, maybe the hardest part that you might find difficult is installing the pistons. But it's not that big a deal if you take your time. When you're putting the pistons in, use, see if I got one here. You can use like a feeler gauge, and especially on the side, say the direct drum and the forward drum, I believe. You can just take this and kind of put it in between the piston and the drum body, and you just want to make sure that you're just helping that O-ring, that it's not an O-ring, sorry, but the that directional seal in, so that it doesn't, you don't want the lip to roll up, you want the lip to stay down inside. So you're just, as you're pushing down, you put a little pressure on and you sort of walk it around and get it in. So I didn't show you that part because I was at my friend Steve's house and boring his press, and I just kind of had to get it done. So anyways, but it's really not a big deal. You can handle it. Like, I think a 5,000 shim will do it. So yeah, so that's it. So anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, sharing, liking, all that stuff. We're going to do some more videos on this. Like I said, next one is going to be about, we'll rebuild the oil pump and just go through, kind of clean up all the other little stuff, installing Teflon rings and O-rings and whatever else kind of needs to be done for all these sub-assemblies. And then the last video will be assembling it. So anyways, see you next time. Thanks.